Yo, what's up everybody? We are back with another brand new YouTube video and today is New Year's Eve. Let's go! Alright guys, we are back. Since it's New Year's Eve, I thought we'll start it out with Mr. Nightmare's new video that he just came out with. Let's see, what was it? It's the 7 creepy things that happen on New Year's Eve. Ooh. I mean, it is New Year's, and hey, it's not so bad to hear creepy stories now and then. But let's just get into the video reaction, y'all. Let's go.
Meanwhile,
New Year's Eve is a holiday and occasion many people look forward to and use as motivation to pursue goals they usually wouldn't other times of the year.
2022.
For many others, it's a day despised and resented. The following are 7 creepy things that happened on New Year's Eve, creating
Let's
for some
go.
unsettled
Let's
starts to the
see
year.
what creepy things happen on New Year's Eve.
On New Year's Eve of 1920, the Drake Hotel in Chicago celebrated its opening night, which started with elegance but ended in tragedy.
Okay.
The Drake was expected to be one of the city's most beautiful and elegant hotels, but it ended in tragedy because it was the night a woman
hotel.
referred to as the Woman in Red ended her life.
That's a beautiful view right
On this
there.
New Year's Eve day, a man and his fiancée, who was wearing a red silk gown, attended the gala held in the Drake's Gold Coast room. The man stepped away and did not return for over an hour, so his fiancée went looking for him. When she found him, he was accompanied with another woman whom he was showing attention to.
Another woman?
The devastated woman climbed the roof and jumped to her death.
Oh,
Since then,
suicide.
guests at the Drake have reported seeing her apparition in the Gold Coast room, the Palm Court, and on the 10th floor, as well as the roof. People also still to this day allegedly report hearing a woman's cries on the 10th floor and on the roof. Some believe her soul is condemned to replay her final night, attempting to find peace with the final tragic chapter of her life. Workers and guests have also on numerous occasions reported getting a creepy, uncomfortable feeling in the ballroom.
No ghosts for me, y'all.
On New Year's
No
Eve in
ghosts for me.
2013, a man named Joseph Scott was hosting a house party among his close friends. The party was going normal until a few different friends started asking Joe about the sounds coming from the ceiling. The party was being held in the living room.
Sounds coming
attic
from the
was right above the
ceiling.
living room. Joseph went to the bedroom which had the attic door inside of it and pulled the attic door
Not the
down.
attic. Come
He did
on,
this
not
without
the
telling
attic.
anyone, so as to not make any of the guests uncomfortable. But after multiple comments about the noise, he couldn't just ignore it and have that lingering in his head. Upon checking the attic, Joseph heard a loud, distinct cracking sound from the other side.
Of course,
behind
it's
the
always
wooden
the
wall.
attic. It's always
He
the
thought there might
attic.
have been a raccoon up there. So he walked across the wooden boards of the attic, hearing his intoxicated friends down below in the living room laughing, asking, "What the hell is that
Oh,
noise?"
hell no.
When he got to the back section of the attic, which according to the layout was directly on top of the front door area of the living room, he saw somebody's hands wrapped around the top of a box, but their body wasn't visible.
Oh.
Joseph screamed as he was startled, but then he quickly assumed it was one of his friends. He went closer, and somebody who he didn't know popped their head out from behind the box.
Hell
A
no.
middle-aged, angry-looking man.
Hell
Joseph
no.
screamed bloody murder.
No.
He ran out of the attic yelling for his friends.
No. See, stuff like that. Hell no. Hell no. I would get the hell up out of there. Like, I would run as far as I can if I ever witnessed something like that. Somebody's head just popping up right up in the attic. In the attic, though? Nah. See, that's why I don't do attics. I cannot do attics because you'll never know what or who is hiding up there. Like, it's just crazy. That was creepy as hell. I'm telling you, that was creepy as hell. I would run as far as I can and never ever come back. Like, I would just go and live in a new neighborhood or just run as far as I can away from that house because that's just crazy, man. But let's get back to the video.
meanwhile,
He and his guy friends waited by the attic door guarding it while they waited for the police. Police were able to remove the man from the attic with ease. He was unarmed. The man didn't know anyone at the party, and he admitted to simply walking in during the party. He claimed he meant no wrongdoing. However, it's pretty likely he was planning on robbing the place when everyone was gone, or possibly worse.
See, y'all.
Similarly, this one we
See?
have another party
Just some
crashing type of
craziness.
story. as yet another uninvited guest somehow finds themselves in a random party. Only with this one, the guests seem to have materialized out of nowhere and joined the storyteller's New Year's Eve party. There was an older woman dressed in all white who was seen by most of the partygoers. All of the doors and windows were locked, and no one admitted to letting the old woman into the house. Being in a polite and festive mood,
really?
the hostess did not ask the lady in white to leave.
Now, how
But
did she
according
get
to
in,
multiple
though?
party guests, the woman reported that she was lost and couldn't find the party she was actually heading to.
How did she get
Upon
in?
leaving the party, she dropped 2 scarves on the doorstep. To this day, nobody that was there at that party knows how she got in. To add to this mystery, the writer adds that her cousin saw the same woman in his dreams a few nights later. No one ever saw her again.
She is ugly.
This one was recounted by a young woman and her boyfriend. The two were
She
cleaning
was
up the boyfriend's
ugly
place, getting
as
ready to have
fuck.
people over for New Year's Eve. As the couple was cleaning, they kept losing things and finding them back in the same place a few minutes later.
That's a nice view
The
right
couple
there.
thought that they were just
A nice
imagining
view.
it at first, or that the other was moving the objects without them seeing. But it kept happening over and over, and every time they needed something, it would disappear. Eventually, company starts to arrive. Their friend Carson gets there first, and the three sit down and watch TV. That's when the boyfriend made a statement.
Christmas
and in
tree.
return, an unknown man's voice said, "Right."
Oh,
The three of them
no.
looked around to see if the boyfriend's roommates had returned.
Time to get
No
out of
one was
there.
there.
It's time
Later,
to
when the
get out.
roommates did return, they told the couple and Carson that they had been hearing the same thing since the night of the recently passed eclipse.
No,
A
man.
while later, the woman went to the bathroom, and as she was washing her hands, she heard a loud cough right behind her ear. All the hairs on her neck stood up as she ran out of there.
What?
At first, no one believed her, but when the rest of their company arrived, and they too eventually said that they heard a cough in the bathroom as well, it's not hard to tell why everyone believed her after that. The woman heard a cough in the bathroom one more time the next morning, but didn't hear anything again for a whole year, leading her to believe the strange occurrences only happen around the holidays.
Wow,
The
man.
Monte Vista Hotel in
That's some
Flagstaff,
scary
Arizona,
stuff
opened
right
on
there.
New
That
Year's
is
Day of
creepy.
1927, and during the 1940s and 50s was a popular spot for Hollywood
Wow.
guests. More than 100 Western movies were filmed nearby. Some of the guests of the hotel included Bing Crosby, Jane Russell, Gary Cooper, Spencer Tracy, and many others. There are many stories and legends of ghosts in this hotel. One of the more notable ones being
That
the
hotel
Phantom
looks
Bellboy,
scary
who
as
knocks on
fuck,
doors and then
actually.
vanishes. There have been dozens of guests over the years reporting that somebody would knock on their doors, then when they opened them, nobody would be there. Alongside the bellboy is often believed to be a woman who has been seen multiple times outside of the suite that author Zane Grey stayed in, which, as it turns out, is a room in which 2 prostitutes had been murdered long ago.
Oh,
There's
wow.
more with this hotel. Multiple guests who have stayed in the room that actor Gary Cooper stayed in have reported hearing a man coughing and clearing his throat, pacing back and forth.
Not the
Many guests have
rocking
reported
chair.
feeling unnerved by the distinct feeling that someone is watching them in that room.
Not the
Some of the
rocking
last
chair.
notable
Come on
paranormal
now.
phenomenons that have been reported in the hotel comes
The
from
rocking chair
saloon.
just been rocking
People
itself.
believe a former bank robber haunts the saloon, as again, multiple guests have heard a voice and sounds from people who weren't there, and report an uneasy feeling of being watched. Ellen Roberts,
Wow.
the hotel desk clerk, reported that in 1970, 3 men robbed a nearby bank, and to celebrate, stopped in our lounge for a drink, even though one of the men had been shot during their escape. While
Damn.
having his drink, the wounded man died, and some believe that he is the spirit that's haunting this area of the building.
Could be.
The hotel remains open to this day, and many people visit in hopes of encountering some paranormal activity.
So, if they believe there's paranormal activity going on, then why are they still visiting?
Hope and Ben Smart were celebrating New Year's Eve and ran into trouble after.
Now,
their
why do
rental
he
that
almost
they
look
planned
like
to
Justin
sleep on was
Bieber?
overcrowded.
That almost
They
look like
located
Justin
a water
Bieber right
taxi
there.
still operating and got on. Sharing the ride with them was a man who learned that they had nowhere to
Oh,
sleep
man.
and offered to let them stay on his boat. As this was their only real option, they accepted, and the taxi took them to the man's yacht. They climbed aboard the stranger's boat between 4 and 5 a.m.
Why would they climb on a
The two
stranger's
friends were
boat?
never seen again. The police conducted an investigation, and despite a number of witnesses describing the same man and the same 2-masted sailing boat, they focused on a man with a smaller boat named Scott Watson. Where this crime case went from there has been a source of controversy ever since.
Wow.
Police are confident they got the man responsible for Ben and Olivia's disappearances and likely murders, but even 2 decades later, the mystery around this case remains. On New
Damn.
Year's Eve of 2017, a a group of friends had went on a camping trip to the Acadia National Park in Maine. They had been planning a New Year's camping trip for a long time, and it finally came to fruition. The 6 friends were separated into 3 different tents. They set up camp on a riverbank and set up their portable barbecue and campfire. The group had also come prepared with a bunch of fireworks to shoot off at midnight.
Okay.
For a majority of their time at the campsite, the friends had music blasting on their portable speaker and were drinking tequila. As the group got more intoxicated and
Tequila,
louder,
turn
one of
up,
the friends
turn
told them
up,
to quiet
turn
down
up.
for a second and lowered the music because he thought he could hear something in the woods. While the group was quiet, they heard it. It was this long and slow whistling sound that would echo every few seconds.
And this is why I never go camping. This is exactly why I never ever go camping in my life.
When they were quiet for long enough, the sound stopped. Eventually the group resumed playing their music and drinking their drinks. When midnight came, the group began to shoot off their fireworks one at a time. After maybe 4 or 5 fireworks exploding, a blood-curdling scream came from the woods. The screams continued on and on. They stopped shooting their fireworks and all jumped into their tents.
We
to hide,
packing,
completely
we
freaked out.
packing up, and we are out of there. After hearing that
They
scream,
heard
no, we're
footsteps
packing
approach
up.
the campsite.
Time to go.
Through the
Time to
tent
go.
walls, reflecting through the glow of the campfire, they could see a very tall, hunched-over figure, ruling out the possibility of some small animal
hell
making
no.
screaming sounds. It didn't stay long, though. It disappeared along with the footsteps back into the woods. The group was so terrified, they all communicated through their tents, not wanting to leave. They were simply too scared to even take the time to pack up and leave.
Too scared. I would have been left. Pack up and leave. Just get the hell up out of there.
Not the most desirable experience to start a new year.
Wow, man. Wow, wow, wow.
Meanwhile.
Well, guys, that was my reaction video to Mr. Nightmare. He is always awesome, just bringing up lit videos. Just keep it coming, Mr. Nightmare. Just keep them coming. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for showing love, support. I really appreciate it. And Happy New Year's. The next time I upload a video, it will be in 2022. So Happy New Year's, y'all. 2022. I love y'all. See y'all next time. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to also share this video for me. I love y'all.